I've got something to show you. The rear end is no longer on the table. You know what that means. Got the slide under here, so hopefully that'll help y'all see kind of what's going on. So up here, that is the driver's side leaf spring. You can see that it's been mounted to the rear half of the frame. And we got the same thing over here on this side. So the way that's done is there is this bracket right here that the leaf spring goes in. And we had to get the leaf spring installed in the bracket first, and then push the bracket up against the frame. And there are 3 bolts that go into the frame. So you see we've got the leaf springs hanging here, just kind of sitting on this blanket under the car. The next thing that we're going to try to do is get the rear end under here and get it mounted up to the leaf springs on both sides. And then from there, we're going to try to jack up the rear end and the leaf springs together so that we can get these lifted up into place and get them mounted in their brackets. We have the leaf springs and the rear end mounted together. Got the U-bolts and the spacers bolted in here. Back part of the leaf springs bolted into the body, the frame back here. We checked the measurements on both sides of the car. The wheelbase for a 1970 Nova Coupe is 111 inches. That's the measurement from the center of the rear axles to the center of the front wheels. So we measured from over here at the rear axle all the way up to the center of the wheels up here in the front. Made sure we had 111 inches on both sides, and we got everything torqued down, and now it's all held in place properly. The next step is the shocks, which we actually have up here. We've got Gabriel Hijacker's air adjustable shock absorbers. We have all of the hardware for them. We've got the nuts and bolts and the hose lines. And both shocks are here in this box. So we're going to get those out and get them installed. Top mounting in the frame up here for the shocks, and then the bottom section mounts down here. On the other side, the shock mounts from back to front, whereas driver's side mounts from front to back. And if you look here, when I put the shock up, get this up here in place, that doesn't reach the mounting point. So we're gonna have to put some air in these shocks to get them long enough to mount. And once we do that, we'll be ready to put them in. We started installing the air shocks. We got the bottom part bolted in to the bracket down here. We got the lines connected to it and running towards the back. Now we gotta raise them up so we can get the top bolt pieces up into the rear part of the frame so we can bolt the top part of the shock into the car. You can see up here that we have the top of the shock bolted into the bottom of the car. Shock is now fully installed. You might have noticed while I'm down here, that's not the chrome cover on the rear end. We had a small leak around the gasket that we originally put on the rear end. So we took the chrome cover off, got all the fluid out. We took that gasket off and we've ordered a new one to put on. So until we get everything bolted in and get that new gasket, we decided to put the old rear end cover on it so that we don't damage or mess up the chrome on the new one or the new bolts that we're putting on. Once the new gasket gets here and we finish getting everything bolted on in the rear end, we'll have the rear end under the car looking really slick. Thank you all for watching another video of the Chevy Nova build vlog. Hope everyone's staying safe, staying healthy. See y'all in the next one.